Okay, rule number 6. Set your house in perfect order before you criticize the world. The famous clean your room rule. Well, hello there, and thank you for stopping by. My name is Holly, and welcome to my little corner of YouTube, where I talk about various topics, but from a midlife perspective. You know, it's crazy to think that Gen X is now midlife. Reading rule number 6, that starts out with an incredibly dark and nihilistic view of a rule that was taught to me when I was younger. It's not what happens to you, it's how you react to it. In motivational speaker, social media world, this message does resonate. It's posted and then reposted, and all those cute little sayings about, get back up and get to it, and all that stuff is essentially the same message. Life sucks sometimes, and it's how you get back up after a devastating blow is what people remember the most about you. That's what I was always taught. They don't remember what happened to you, but they do remember how you reacted to it and grew from it. So then why is it so hard to follow this rule as a human being, that life is hard? It's what you do with the challenges that you faced, and getting back up after a devastating blow and moving forward and learning from it. I don't understand why that's so difficult, but yet I really do. Because it's easier to not take any blame on yourself and put blame onto whatever else it is, society, God, the universe, that's doing these nasty, horrible things to you, and it's not your fault. And I remember having been dealt a devastating blow, and I was taking a course, a life skills course or whatever, and they shared the story of the deep hole in the sidewalk. If you don't know what that is, it's basically, it's a quick story about you're walking down the middle of a street. There's a deep hole in the sidewalk. You don't see it. You fall in. You can't understand why you're sitting at the bottom of a hole. You're angry, you're hurt, you're sad, you don't know how to get out. But it wasn't your fault that you fell in. You eventually get yourself out. Next time, you're walking down the street. Now you see that hole in the sidewalk, but you fall in it anyway. You're angry, you're mad, you're hurt. Why are you at the bottom of this hole again? Stupid hole. It's still there in the middle of the sidewalk. You remember how to get out the first time, so you get yourself out and you continue on. Next time you're walking down the street, you know there's a hole there. You know you've fallen in it before. You try to walk around the hole, but you fall in it again, and you're angry, you're hurt, you're sad. Why does this hole keep catching you? But you remember you've gotten out it before. You climb out and you continue on your day. When true growth comes, you're walking down the sidewalk. You see the hole in the middle of the sidewalk. You know what happens when you fall into the bottom of it. So you walk around the hole and you continue on with your day. It was a really profound lesson for me that we tend to do these things to ourselves. And the major lesson is how you react to what's happened to you that's completely out of your control is one of the most profound, important things that you learn in your life. The way I read the first part of this rule, with my understanding, is when you fall into the hole, it is a dark and nihilistic and devastating place to exist. And not contemplating or working a way out of it and just remaining in it and then blaming whatever for your reason for being there, whether it's God or the universe or your upbringing or your socioeconomic status or whatever it is that put you in that place. If you dwell down there, it leads to the worst parts of humanity. And I don't think anyone truly wants to be there when they start out, but the comfort in the rage and the power in that place can be intoxicating and can lead you to indoctrination into the darkest parts of what makes up being a human. One of the hardest things to get over is something that was completely out of your control. And when life throws something at you that is so horrifying that you have 100% complete no control over, I think 100% you are allowed to be furious at the powers that be. And I believe that you have every right to rage for a while to get it out. But then you need to move to that point where it's like, okay, what are we doing now? What are we going to do with this? And there's been many times in my life where I've been handed a shitty hand and I've raged, maybe for too long sometimes. But it's always that question, okay, I guess this is what we're doing now. What am I going to do with this? How am I going to make this work? How am I going to move forward from this situation? Sometimes I was totally wrong and I didn't take the right choice, but you got to learn from that too. And other times, devastating blows have actually led to incredible opportunities and opportunities for growth and opportunities for change and opportunities for a new view on circumstances that I would never have thought of in the first place. That's life. So I do believe that Marie Kondo says it best when she talks about organizing your life. And I know Dr. Peterson goes into start small, clean up a small part of your room, get to that stack of papers that have been sitting there forever, and perhaps maybe some should be filed and some should go in the garbage. It's something that does weigh on your psyche, even if it's just a small pile of papers. Sort through them. The way Marie Kondo puts it, and it's probably because I'm female, that appeals to me more, but her idea of sitting down, embracing whatever treasure you hold, and truly thinking about whether or not it still brings you joy or if you're done using it. And release it. Thank it and release it. It's such a girl thing to say, isn't it? It's actually quite amazing and profound how it affects you when you accomplish a little thing like cleaning out your closet. Although my closet, it wasn't a very small thing. But getting rid of the things that no longer serve you. And if you sit and dwell and constantly have to be faced with the view of that mess or the view of the disorganization, it's something that does weigh on your subconscious. It's something that eats at you. And just taking care of the little things does actually lead to you wanting to take care of the bigger things. The things that feel insurmountable right now, there is a path to that. And creating that path sometimes just starts with, like Dr. Peterson says, just cleaning up that pile of papers and organizing and throwing away the things you don't need and filing the things that you do. That's off your plate now. That's step number 1. You've done it. You've moved on. What's the next thing? And then the next thing, and the next thing. And then eventually you have achieved that lofty goal that you never thought you would. So, I don't know. There are wise people out there. You need to listen to them. Take action. 100%. Perhaps you would see that if all people did this in their own lives, the world might stop being an evil place. After that, with continued effort, perhaps even stop being a tragic place. Who knows what existence might be like if we all decided to strive for the best? Who knows what eternal heavens might be established by our spirits, purified by truth, aiming skyward, right here on the fallen earth. Set your house in perfect order before you criticize the world. Many wise people over the years have told us this rule in different ways. Be the change you want to see in the world. Life gives you lemons, make lemonade. What is it? A river takes down a mountain 1 grain of sand at a time. It's always been that wisdom, that knowledge. We've had that. But I don't know, I think the pull of the viral tweet of how you locked yourself to a tree and stopped single-handedly a logging company from taking down a forest, the pull of that, I think, is a bigger high in the moment than cleaning up a stack of papers in your own bedroom, filing things that need to be filed and throwing away the things that need to be thrown away. But the crazy part of that is the taking care of your own shit feels a lot better for a lot longer time and has more impact on who you are as a human being than doing that grand, virtuous act. And when you focus on those big things, the high goes away very quickly and doesn't lead to any sort of personal growth. It leads you to needing the next hit of that high. It makes sense. And I've done it myself, protested, held placards, and it is infectious. It's exciting. You do you really feel like you're making a difference. And I've also done cleaning out my closet, giving away old clothes that I don't wear anymore. Which thing am I most proud of? Which thing most impacted my life and who I am as a person? Looking back now, I don't know. I feel that the cleaning out my closet led to a lot greater things that made me the person who I am today than the grandiose acts of virtue that I've participated also in the past. I don't know. Maybe I'm getting wiser in my old age. I don't know. Maybe. This is a heavy topic because it's something that we are currently going through right now. And I don't know, sometimes it makes me really sad to see people struggling as hard as they're struggling, and knowing that just a few quick little changes can make them so much happier, but also knowing it's not my fight to fight. I have to take care of my stack of papers that's in my bedroom, and I have to make sure my own house is in perfect order. Anyway, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about this rule, because I think this one is the one that has struck people the most profoundly, and that's why the clean your room memes have become so viral. Anyway, thank you for joining me today. I hope you have a wonderful day, and remember to drink your water, eat your vegetables, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.